What's happening? I get this question all the time. I'm finally gonna answer it in a video for you guys. And it is, what kind of knife do you carry, Paul? So if you want the answer to this question, hit the subscribe button, click the thumbs up button, hit that bell for future notifications. That's your payment to me for my knowledge. All right, and I'll answer it right now. So all the time I'm getting asked, Paul, what kind of knife do you carry in your pocket? Can't tell you how many times I get asked this. I get asked this, gosh, maybe 50 times a week between everything, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, email, in person. It's crazy. So here's what I got in my pocket. It's a Spyderco Pacific Salt. This is what I carry primarily. All right. The reason I like Spyderco is, well, it's a good knife. I mean, they're very reliable. They're very inexpensive. They're not too bad price-wise, and it's a very reliable knife. So some of the features that I look for on a knife, I want something that has a thinner profile, so I don't have massive, huge hands. Plus, I want it to be somewhat comfortable when it's in the pocket, or maybe I'm going somewhere a little bit more formal. I have to be in a suit or something. It's a little bit more comfortable for an appendix carry, something like that, right? And I can kind of hide it a little bit better. It's just not so bulky. When you go to sit down and things, it's easier to reposition for comfort. The other thing that I like about is I like these big thumb holes. I love the eyelets right here. I'm not a big fan of the studs. This thing, even in the cold winter here, when your hands are getting numb, your thumb just grabs onto that and it opens it up. All right. Another thing I look for is lockbacks. I'm not a fan of the liner locks. They just fail out too often. Sometimes when you're going through different manipulations and you're cutting and thrusting things, your finger will catch on that liner lock and it'll release the blade, and then you got to clean up some blood because your finger's got a big gash in it, right? So these are little things that I look for. When you look at the Spyderco, I like the fact that when I grip it, the blade is slightly forward. If you've seen my Gnunting, my big long bolo that I use, right? It's got the forward curve. I like having a forward curve. So I got a hollow grind on it. I just think it's cool. Doesn't really make a difference to me if it's a flat grind or a hollow grind. I like the hollow grind. I just think it looks cool. It gives a little bit of depth. The different shine on the blade, right? A little bit different dimensions of reflection on the blade. And I like this one because, I carry it tip up position just like that. So it's a very easy blade. I like just a quick manual open. I don't like anything fancy. I don't care for buttons, springs, wave mass, wave features, all that. I like just real simple. I can get it secured in my hand, get the knife open, right? And I'm ready to move with it. I'm ready to maneuver my feet. One of the big things is that I don't like all the extra features on there because I don't want to neglect the footwork. So if I have to be more conscious about locking the knife out, then in our collie training, right, this always reminds me that once I'm in position to move the feet first and control the range, control the distance while you're deploying the weapon. So that's my everyday carry right there. What's in my pocket is the Spyderco Pacific Salt. I love the steel, the H1 steel. I've been testing it out. The whole thing about corrosion is supposed to be corrosion resistant or free or proof or all that stuff. And so far it's been holding up. I haven't had any rust on it. I haven't had any pitting on it. So it's a pretty good knife. And for the price, you can't beat it. I could pick up 2 of these, 3 of these for what some of you guys out there are paying for a pocket knife that eventually is going to get worn out. It's going to break. It's a utility tool, right? So I don't really want to get too ridiculous with it. The other one that I do carry on my left right now is the old-time Endora, all right? But it's got a little bit of pitting on it. I mean, it's been dirty a bunch of times, and I couldn't get to cleaning it right away. It's the VG10 steel. The Pacific Salt is modeled off of this one. So I wanted to try the new steel. I like it. I'll probably be sticking with the Pacific Salt. So that's my everyday carry pocket knife.